And we're in such a unique time because although you're young and you may be talking to people that are double your age, just like most of my audience is double my age, but we seem to be living in a time where all of the original frameworks for making money, keeping money, investing money, business growth has all been disrupted in the last decade, I would say. Really since the start of social media, but I would say really in the last decade, we've seen this massive shift in the customer's attention, who they're trusting now, who they're relying on. And we seem to also just be in an overall blessed position where we grew up with this technology and we got engaged with it early when it didn't cost a whole lot of money and you could get on social media and share your ideas and test things out to the point where you started to really document or see new blueprints, new roadmaps being created just by watching other successful entrepreneurs make that shift. And then here you are, would you say, in terms of like a title, that you're in the coaching, business consulting, business coaching arena? Would you say like that's where you would uh, put yourself? And then what you're mainly doing is building these new blueprints, these new roadmaps that are relevant to how a business can market, can scale, can make offers and obtain clients at a much faster pace due to the fact that guys like us were that got in early, essentially. Not necessarily early in business, because there's people that are much older than us, been in business much longer than us, but those same people don't know the new business frameworks that are really in operation today and have a proven track record, even though not necessarily a long track record of success, right? It's kind of like a really long-winded question there, but also pretty jam-packed. Help us, uncover this a little bit. Is that where you're coming from?
Yeah, well, I think scale is how any business is going to impact a lot of people and make a lot of money. Is scale. You've never been to a casino or a hotel or somewhere where you can, have an experience and there was one hotel room or one restaurant, one blackjack table. You go to Vegas or there's a Hard Rock in Hollywood. They have 1,000 rooms, or I think Las Vegas, like on the Strip, there's like 15,000, 20,000 rooms or something. Like it's scale. It's like how can we impact a lot of people? But when you impact a lot of people, you make a lot of money. But instead of having to spend $1 billion building a hotel or something, nowadays you can do it on YouTube, right? You
Hmm.
start in a room with a phone and a whiteboard, and that
Literally,
was the foundation of a
and a mic you gave me. Yep.
right. Like that's the foundation of a multi-million dollar business these days. And like you're saying, we did kind of get in early because and now is still the time to build a personal brand and build this, not this business exactly, but taking advantage of the scale of, again, with YouTube, we're doing this interview. It could get one view, it could get 1 million. It costs us the same amount of time
Yeah.
to record this interview and add value. But back in the day, we would have had to have said, hey guys, we're hosting a seminar at 5 o'clock Eastern on August 10th or whatever. And you have to take off work, have someone watch your kids and your dog and go show up and drive and pay for parking and everything. So even if we want to do that, the scale would be limited and your ability to get value would be limited. Whereas now, again, we can do this video from my home office, Denzel's home office. And again, like that's great for us, but it's also great for you because you can go on YouTube, you can learn so much faster because our ability to scale our information and adding value is easier. There's no barrier, essentially. We all have laptops, we all have phones. That's all you need. So I think when somebody has the roadmap to also then combine that with YouTube, social media, even AI now, that's the difference maker. Where even 10, 20 years ago, it wasn't really an opportunity like there is today. So that's the exciting thing is you can scale a business and have two employees. You don't need to, again, go build like a big roofing company or some cleaning company and have so much staff and it's going to take you 50 years to build it out. You could do it, and not in a year or two, but you can do it a lot faster and more efficiently with a lot less risk as well.
Not only that, would you also say when it comes to gaining the experience to be able to speak on this, even at a young age, like us, would you also say that you, unlike in traditionally speaking, one would think, okay, I need to go get a degree. I have to go borrow money, get this degree, 4, 5, 6 years, whatever it is, education. Then I need to go intern with someone and work under somebody, and then finally start the business. How did you go about gaining the experience and the amount of time shrunk to get yourself exposed to the right information?
I just did. I took action, and there's a bit of that optimism slash I was naive. And even with some things now, I would say I'm a little bit naive. I just dive in and I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out. If they can do it, I can do it. That is not the most philosophical and detailed answer, but that's the truth. Any entrepreneur, they just say, you know what? If this guy can do it, I can do it. I'm just going to dive in and let's see what happens. And of course, there's books, there's YouTube, there's videos like this, but you have to start with that intention of I'm going to figure it out no matter what. So even if
Okay.
this podcast is not this podcast, but if I watch some other podcast and it doesn't really like answer the question I have about a certain aspect of my business, or if I read this book and it wasn't really valuable, it doesn't really matter. Like I'm going to read another one. I'm going to watch another YouTube video. I'm going to go
Okay.
on TikTok. I'm going to go on YouTube. So, and I'm still going to like actively work with real clients and figure it out, because a lot of people, they go to college and then they get their masters, then they get certifications, then they get a PhD, and like they stay in education mode, and theoretically they know a lot of stuff,
Hmm.
but they've never practiced it. It's never been executed in real life. So then at a certain point, people get scared because they're like, well, I have all these credentials and I spent all this money on these degrees, but what if I do it and it doesn't work? And they don't have the confidence, because you and I can watch basketball, Michael Jordan, we could watch him on YouTube every day and study, and like we're educating ourselves. We're not going to become Michael Jordan.
Right.
So I think sometimes people, they feel like they're busy, they're researching, they're watching things, they're getting degrees, but are they really taking action and like making their target outcome happen, or at least are they making progress? Most of the time the answer is no. I went to college because I love my father. He said, please, like, go to college. At least if this business doesn't work, you'll have college. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it for you. So, but I learned nothing in college. And that's not just me saying that. It's, I mean, even now, my dad's like, oh, yeah, that was a waste of time. But hindsight's 2020, so, but I think, again, people need to get out of just thinking and learning mode and start working with people and work with clients for free and be like, hey, I'm starting my business. I don't really know what I'm doing yet. So let me help you for free. And if things work out, give me a case study, give me a testimonial. Like, I've been in business
Yeah.
for almost a decade. And if you go on my client testimonials page, it's like a lot of really like transformative success stories. But that's after almost 10 years. I think sometimes people, they want to do that in 6 months. And if they don't, they feel like a failure. But it's just, it takes time to become good at something. Then it takes more time to become great at something, then more time to become the best. Like, people just don't give themselves a fair shot, because they watch people like you and me and they're like, oh, Denzel and Alex, they're so young and they have it all figured out. And like, I'm not going to do this. It's like, we are in the trenches still, and we've been in the trenches for quite a long time, and we're still learning, and we're not seasoned at this point. So I think people just need to give themselves time and some grace to say, relax. It's going to take time. It's going to take patience. And I think people just they get a little bit of that jealousy, or like, oh, I see this guy and that girl, they're getting results so fast, like I need to be like them. And they don't look at the truth of Denzel's made thousands of videos. I've made thousands of videos. And even now, we probably make videos and we're like, oh, that wasn't that good. Delete. Like, we still make mistakes, and we're not perfect, but we gave ourselves time to evolve and figure things out.